Hi there, I hope you're all well. This is going to be a check-in on Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, Catherine Middleton. Just overall, not invasive, okay. It's a bit mad out there how these readings are getting done on the royals at the moment. I can also see people that I used to really respect their readings that have just, you know, gone down this route of doing every royal reading. And that is a good thing if it's providing entertainment, but I just wonder how much of that should remain in their authenticity. So this one is really, I've got something to say on it, okay? And I'll pull some cards, but like, you know, in some of the energies of the readings that I've done, you'll find things that make sense later in the time, even in the psychic readings. And if you're ready for the next World Psychic Predictions, I'm kind of putting that together. So I'd like to know if you're ready. The last one didn't get as many views, so I feel like her energy is good, but I've got something to say. Not good, like I just feel like I know how to tap into the energy without being invasive, or it's kind of like trying to neutralize the negativity that can be out there, or clickbait as well. And you know what makes sense with you. I might do another reading as well. Actually, it's probably going to be around, I've got something to say on Meghan and Harry. This is like something to say on Princess Catherine as well, what I want to say. But I'm gonna pull Tower as well. Okay. So with Princess Catherine, some of my readings prior, you would have seen that I said that I've got like a bit of a I'm concerned a bit about her health, her weight, and I mentioned some things, and then I also did that prediction of the psychic reading about children, etc., about her having another child in 2024, which I couldn't quite see, but it was very it was because there was the energy that I'd seen, and that there would be several months, at least the good 2-3 months of this year, where the energies are very critical to know if that will go through, and it seems like you know, it's all aligning. Now there is something else there, because I think there's also mental sort of burnout, mental health as well, which, you know, we can go through. Well, what I do want to say, like, you know, we do have a saying that says history repeats itself. And I don't mean by this that someone's getting their karma or not getting their karma. I'm meaning that, you know, a lot of readers, channelers will say about past lives. And they will say we've all been part of this, or we've all been this role or that role, or we come back, we were the murderer, now we're the victim, etc., etc. And so a lot of it is that, you know, history of the royals is repeating itself, and the royals have been connected to royals of the past. And what I've got is just in general history repeating itself. And what I want to say is that this is about time and destiny. And I mentioned in King Charles's reading, part 1 and part 2 as well, I re-emphasized that there's a larger picture at play here, and there's a lot of awakening happening. When I touched base on the different energies, even Prince William's, everyone is going through a large, I don't mean a karmic lesson, but we go through chapters in life where we are, okay, so I'm picking up on energy here that is quite anxious. I've got really bad jaw pressure and headache and sore throat. And I don't know why I'm connecting it with Prince William. Just like anxious, can't catch the breath. I'm going to continue, but I just wanted to mention that. I also want to mention, just while I'm at it, once I open myself up to energies, I can start channeling stuff. So if you've ever seen any of the collective reads or the psychic reads, you'll find that I'll start on something, then something else comes through, and then I'll try and hone back in on the subject. And sometimes I don't always get everything I've wanted to say out because I get split in different directions. And so sometimes if I remember, I might add it in the description box as I've uploaded the video. So it's always worth checking the description box. And now I need to hone myself back in to what I was saying. So time and destiny. And there is some of it we're going to see and be like, that's why it was happening. And some of it we are not. But the individual royals at play, we will see. And like I said in the reading with King Charles, there's frustration here as well. There's a little bit of anger in the energy right now. Impatience. Going back to what I was saying in the readings. Oh, hang on a minute, sorry. What was I saying before I'm getting this energy coming through? Oh. Is that the people that were involved are going through their stages, and the tower crumbles. It seems like the tower's crumbling to no return, but actually beyond it there's like this hero's journey. I mentioned that, and I mentioned I can see William as the knight in shining armor, and I mentioned seeing the Emperor card, and it came out. I mentioned about Harry being essential. I do think that William gets stabilized by Catherine, especially when Harry's not really, they're not aligned. They're not, they're not as siblings at the moment. I do feel William is quite stubborn, but I think Harry needs to make amends. And I'm going to do a reading on Harry and Meghan, more less on them, but maybe around the children. But I feel like there's a bit of a strategy going on there. I don't want to say too much until I do the video. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. So what I want to say is time and destiny. Allow that to pan out. Allow time and destiny to allow things for each one's path to unfold in front of them. We all go through it. Our tower moments are very difficult. Some of us have tower moments where we haven't got a single person around us. We're in financial crisis. We don't have a home. But what I find funny is that when it comes to the royals, who can have the best, excellent healthcare, could sleep at night when they don't have money issues, their health is taken care of by who they want. If they want Aveda practices, if they want a magician, if they want this, if they want that, if they want etc., etc., they have it at their hand. But we forget to look at people that we don't even know. And we seem to think like the people that we see in the spotlight or know go through the worst, when actually in humanity we're all humans. And sometimes we have to go down that journey of recovery. That journey of, you don't understand why things are happening, but they're happening, and you will see a larger picture. So yeah, time, destiny, history repeating itself. I'm also getting something about the war, the time of the War of the Roses. And if you're familiar with the UK and England, you'll understand what I mean. That time period of the War of the Roses coming through. Something else that I'm also getting is that they will be seeking a priest, a high priestess, the Pope, someone to give a blessing on Catherine, a protective, reflective shield. I'm seeing them doing that. I'm not actually seeing, I am kind of seeing it happening, but not like as crystal clear. I'm seeing it and it's coming through me psychically that this is something that they will be doing. And so during this rest period she's going to be taken, there's going to be like a reflective barrier, just like, you know, it's normal. It's not necessarily magic, but you might go to a high priestess, a priest, even the Pope, you know, but with the Pope they need to do it undercover, so they might not necessarily, but they might do as well if he has a visit, or, you know, it's announced that, I don't know, but I see this happening. Whether you hear of it or not, it will happen. And it's going to give like a bit more of a blessing and a reflective barrier. I think something that Catherine is learning is that she cannot tap into every energy that is going on around her and things that are going around her. And what the lesson is need to choose what she brushes off and allows to just fall on the paveway as she keeps walking down this road. And I think that's something she's learning. I know a lot of people are saying she's in this situation for health reasons, but also there's a hiding because their marriage is crumbling. I do believe there's a strain on their marriage. But I think so many things come in, like, in so many things, anything, the fall down of someone is like Brittany's going to be a lot of tarot, you know, readers that have thousands, 100,000s that have built their platform through these things, is that Brittany's husband is going to be actually one of the people with her father to send her away to an island where she gets locked up in a mental health institution and then we never see her again or something. I don't know, some things like that. Now you can take a look at my Brittany reads, because you'll see what I pick up on, what I don't choose to pull out to emphasize, but also what I was saying. And so it's kind of like, let's get in on anything that seems to be the in news. But that will be happening. And let's see what the tarot also has to say. But like I said, she is learning the point of what needs to be deflected, and also that blessing is going to help that deflection. The other thing I wanted to say, which I've mentioned in my readings, is that I do believe King Charles is currently very close with Catherine. I don't mean that they're in like best buddies, but he is really, really not necessarily just concerned, but he is really trying to be that father that he can. Obviously she's got her own father, but that person that she can go to any point in time, and he's really trying to be that comfort zone and that person that is just always there for her. I also feel like he's also discussing with William maybe advice and his learnt lessons, but advice he might not have had from his parental guardians, which is interesting. So I feel there was a disconnect in terms of motherly love and fatherly love, with me wanting to say parental guardians more as they were parents. There is love there, but was it emotionally upfront? And I think that was a bit held back, whereas now he's trying to be a bit more emotionally upfront and also give that advice that some things may seem that you want to go down that road, but it really isn't worth it in the long run. Whatever advice he has, it's through his own learnt lessons and what he didn't get maybe at the time that could have changed a little bit. I'm not saying that he wouldn't have gone with Camilla and stayed with Diana, no. I also feel like he has a love for Diana. I don't know why I'm getting this. A love for Diana. I think it's because as we grow older, we realize that I don't feel like a love for her in terms of like Camilla way, but sort of a love and appreciation for her, and understands maybe a little bit more, maybe where he was selfish, maybe where he was disconnected, and maybe where he was cold. That's another story. So let's continue. I'm going to have to check the storage on the camera in a moment. Okay, so look at this. Can you see what I was saying? That they will be seeking a blessing or a protective shield. And I think that card is confirming it, bottom of the deck. I'm told by Spirit to go to another deck, so I will be doing that. But I started off with these cards. I'm continuing, then continuing another deck. So I'm going to put this here. I hope you can see it. Now, although they might be having marriage problems and she's ill, when you've been with someone for 20 years, she's not going to suddenly not think of her husband being out having to maybe deliver awards, take on the responsibility, maybe at times feeling vulnerable, you know, like he's not talking to his brother, we don't know what else is coming up. I'm not well, his father's not well. So she might have been thinking of William. And again, you know, that whole thing about Prince William being drunk at the awards or whatever, if that's the case, then later in the evening he would not be in that higher spirits that he was. So I mean, does that mean that they could have had an argument? Could he have received a bit more news about a health update for anyone in the family? Could he be thinking, okay, the whole world, even my brother who's maybe acting against me and his wife are going to be watching this. I feel my world and foundation is crumbling right now. You know, if you go back to it, the way he was swaying, if he was drunk, he would have had to move his feet. The way the sway was so obvious. And also the eye blinking, and also trying to center himself through his chakras. And so if he was drunk of a skunk at that time, in the evening, would he really be in those high spirits and as well? And you know, I think he was talking to Tom Cruise in that way, or would he have a hangover and, you know, not being able to get through it in the highest spirits, etc. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves stuff. But again, maybe it's what sells. I look at the bottom of the deck, and we're asking how Catherine is feeling, but Knight of Swords, the Knight of Shining Armor. I think he's like in protective mode as well. So a lot of things could have been up with him. We don't know stuff. But I don't think he was drunk. I think the last thing he would do, even if he likes his drink, is go out and be drunk as a skunk, as a Prince William covering the King Charles, and everything that's happening, and knowing that any little thing is going to be picked up on. this one was popping out. This one, Spirit told me to take it. It was still down. Spirit told me to take. And this one was sort of half popping out, didn't fall out. Let's just get a couple of more cards, and then I'm going to discuss what I've got here. I'm not actually sure if you're going to be able to see this bottom row, so I will move it up. So this bottom row, we've got the, I'm going to put this here. Actually, it was, hang on a sec. So her health right now is, she is still obviously in recovery, we know that. And she's, you know, she is getting with the Magician, this card and this card. I do feel she's getting that. They will be seeking, they will get that protective blessing. Whatever way they do that, whether it's, you know, through a high priestess, a pope, other people, doesn't matter. But there is going to be something that deflects. She's trying to balance out her energies. And again, what do I invest in and what do I just let go? Because I can't be in everything. I'm on the final straw here of feeling burnt out. Although I feel like she's reached that burnt out and she's on recovery for it, she's feeling a bit better. Her focus is on Prince William. There is a bit of focus on Prince William there. She's also feeling a bit guarded up on that. I don't know what that is really. I don't want to, maybe it's what they're going through. She does think they will overcome this, but she is reflecting in terms of the longevity of her current situation, but also her family with her husband and kids, where, you know, just she's really reflecting and planning forward. And there is a vulnerability here. There is a vulnerability here, which would be normal. And there is a challenging, it is a challenging time. We can see that. There is some things of her past where she just needs to let it go. And again, deflect, not invest in, not keep looking past, not keep looking at it. You know, there is a bit of like feeling vulnerable and needing to, you know, continue to self-express, also stay grounding and protecting herself. And then with the Five of Cups is really about a bit of grieving that's going on, and also maybe, you know, feeling a bit brokenhearted about something that's happened in the past. It could also be with the King of Swords. There is a little bit of bitterness there. And so I wonder if she's sometimes can be in an energy of her words can be a bit cutthroat at the moment. But her health is looking better. She is on the mend. She is on the mend with that. And again, it's about not tapping into all energies around. Now, what's interesting, we've got Two of Wands here and the Two of Wands here. And again, it's about looking forward. I won't be surprised in some time if we hear of a travel movement. Okay, I'm not saying that she's going to relocate. I'm saying if they take a travel, or if she goes to travel to visit somewhere, something about travel might be mentioned. I'm not going to dive into that much more. It might be to do with health. She does have a team of experts around her. I mentioned this in her reading prior, and she is gaining her energy back. Okay, at the moment, I mean, tomorrow might be a bit of a different day. And she is, you know, spending time with her children, and she's also trying to show on the good days that she does have that passion and drive with her children. And also, again, I feel King Charles is here, sort of being this father figure. She also is looking upon the horizon of Prince William when he's going to be king. And, you know, obviously then what that would mean for her. Told to split the deck here, we've got the Sun. What would that mean for her? Success. Happiness. Which is interesting to get. Interesting to get. Now, I know that there's some tarot readers are saying that Harry is going to be king because something's going to happen with Prince William. But there's a lot of sort of serenity and thinking forward here. I do think that there might be a little bit more of a Tower moment coming through, not necessarily with her health, but with a couple of decisions that they need to make. A couple of weighing up priorities, a couple of decisions will be needed to make. There is some decisions around certain things that they will be making. And she does still need some more time out to recover. But there will be forward movement, and again, forward movement on her health. The Ace of Pentacles comes through again. And there will be a completion of a chapter and a new chapter that starts. This Page of Wands is interesting. I'm getting an energy with that. I'm not wanting to share it right now, but I've picked it out because I felt the energy as soon as I did. And if it comes up, I'm going to bring this reading back up to us, and I'm going to share what I got about this Page of Wands, okay? So if it's something that comes up. Inner strength that's needed. Always finding her inner strength. What's interesting is the inner strength is going to be profound with this blessing that helps her deflect stuff. Split the deck. Page of Pentacles. So yeah, at the moment, the energy is good. All right, there's, you know, there's a lot more cards that could come out that are negative. This could change, obviously. I do feel here what I want to say is justice. You know, I mentioned it with the Omid Scooby, and I felt like I said about the royals that they're, you know, they're obviously just going to be quiet, but at the right time, there will be things that come out, and there's backlash, and there's been backlash, you know, where everything was Harry and Meghan, and then it was against the royals, and then that suddenly turned when we saw the truth of stuff, or the truth was more out there that people already saw. And I think, again, there's something about justice waiting at the time of the universe and the time of the time and destiny again, where it's going to come in. Justice. And this could be, I'm not saying it's against Harry and Meghan, I'm saying in general. Justice is just on the time of the universe. It's just wanting, it's just waiting. When it's time to hit again at the time of the universe. What's interesting here is that we do have a couple of major arcanas. Sometimes in these readings we can get a lot of major arcanas. Some of this time frame is down to the individuals, and some of it is actually from the universe. Again, time and destiny. So allow things to play out. You respect the timing of the universe. I picked up in the King Charles reading where I mentioned about Prince William and maybe somebody who comes in that's going to be a bit more connected to him. And I said, I'm definitely thinking Camilla's going to be a bit more, I feel like she's quite, I don't feel the energy as connected. I feel Prince William is very poetic, very kind of like moving forward with the image of the monarch. He is quite stubborn and keeping that image up. And with that, I did mention that I think Camilla might be trying to be a bit more open or be there for him. But I do think he's getting a mentor and advisor introduced to him. He might already know this person, and it might even be Princess Anne. But I'm not necessarily saying that it could be, but to us, to the world, we're not really going to know this. Maybe in time we might find, okay, there seems to be this name coming up. But there's someone, and I think this person might be pushed through as an earth person through maybe Princess Diana, who will be around them, obviously. But it might not be someone that we know in the public, or is the person who's also there to help him. This person's going to be the mentor that helps him through this crumbling chapter that actually leads to a shoot up and a success story. They're not exactly the right words, but basically in the short form of a long-winded words that I've mentioned before, that's what I want to say. And I think that person is going to be a mentor and a guide and a support mechanism for him. The person could have Leo placements, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to leave this here, everyone. If you enjoyed it, let me know, give it a like, subscribe and follow. And all these kind of readings, you'll find them in one playlist, because obviously I do tarot readings for signs and different themes on that. You'll find playlists for each one, so you can just go to the playlist and play on which ones you're interested in, as opposed to the homepage where all the videos are listed. But you can see the latest in the listed if you'd seen a notification of, for example, your sign or this, but the next day you was able to watch it. Always press save to watch later, for example. But if you didn't catch it, then you can always go to the latest readings. You'll see it, because sometimes when they're scheduled, if it's more than 2, you'll find, for example, it'll say next premiere, and then it might show you 1 or 2 that was actually done yesterday. It won't say premiere, but it will just show you, and further down there'll be more premieres, so you need to move down. That's why it's worth subscribing. Okay, everyone, I hope you stay blessed. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.